First of all, with gold, holy berserkas, as it was up $118 on the day before the flip at 6 o'clock. That's a tremendously big move for gold in one day. It's like right when you think you're going to have some kind of a pullback or some kind of a level off for a second, whoosh, there it is, off to the next 100. I mean, I don't know how much longer this is going to last at this pace, but we're getting into a short squeeze area here where there's, and I'm going to share a video, just about a 3-minute portion of it from Kitco Mining, because they had on the owner of Scottsdale Mint, or somebody who's very high up in Scottsdale Mint. And he was talking about some very key things that we talked about in this very community at the end of last year, and something that was going to propel us into this, just this, what ended up being here, a historic run in gold. And silver, obviously, for the first time in history, has hit these levels. So also a historic run in silver. And what this could mean going forward. I'm starting to heavily consider what is the next thing. Not talking about crypto, not talking about gold and silver, not talking about the mining stocks. I'm talking about what's the next thing that we know traditionally when it heads towards a bear cycle and an extended one. Some kind of war is always close by, and they raise the price of it very near the time of war. And what can we not avoid right now? I believe we can't avoid war right now because of the national debts across the world. Each country has their own debt to the central bank, and the easiest way to make money is via war. I don't like it any more than you do, but that's just the way it goes. So I look at a sector and I keep thinking oil. Oil has been pinging in my brain, saying it's not time, because we're going down, it's not time, still got to go down, not time, wait till the end, not time, just wait it out, wait. And it's like, well, now I think it's almost time. Not like 6 months ago when I started, I said it's not time, but it's getting closer. We're almost to the point where we're going to have to start attacking, maybe not buying it per oil barrel, but start attacking the oil exploration companies like Exxon and Murphy and all these stupid ones, Shell. And we'll have to look at it at a deeper scope, collect the dividends as it takes time, but then as it pays out, it'll be the same kind of a rally as we have in gold and silver and the miners. So what's liquid, or what's the black gold? Oil. Which would be, what's the mining companies for the black oil, or what's the thing to own? It would be the bigger companies like Exxon and Marathon and this and so on and so forth. So I think that that's a very untapped sector right now, much like our commodities were. And I brought it up a few months ago and said this isn't the time yet, but we're close. Very close. I really do think oil is going to be that next. In fact, I want to watch and put it back on here. I used to have oil on here when we used to watch the stocks years ago. But it hasn't been the time since the great... oh, we got to do crude. What am I doing? WTC crude, baby. Oh, wait a minute. I think I can just put crude and then it'll just come up. WTI, what am I talking about? WTI. We need WTI. See, it's been a while. 65. That seems, is that right? Oh, Brent. 68, okay. So I guess that seems pretty right. CFDs on WTI crude oil. Sits at 57. Wait a minute. Ooh, interesting. So yeah, absolutely. We'll be watching this going forward. I think I'm gonna do the at least for now, I'll probably just put on. I'm not gonna put the futures yet. I'm just gonna put for the US oil. $57. I do think this is going to be something to watch going forward. But as we see with crypto, still pain to come. Nothing's just going to ease up overnight. We're still not even close to mid-November yet. We've still got a few painful weeks to go. But this is the moment that everybody has to be deceptive in one of two fashions. One, You've given up. You walked out. You said, I tried. I failed. Or I was in it. And now I'm out and I'm very happy. What the hell is going on with gold up 30 bucks already since 6? It's like the more I see gold and silver run, the worse I feel for risk off or the risk on, because the only thing that can save us in that regard is what's coming. But my target is still not until the first or second week in November to start to have this push around. And I've been talking about it since January, so I don't think just because I want it to go up now, it's going to change the narrative. I think it's set in place for these movements. And earlier, if you were in the live, the number one thing we talked about was coming down to that $2.28 mark. We can now get rid of that. We looked at it in micro layers for the audience. But this is how it was when we started. That 228 is now down to. So one of two things for XRP. One, it stays at this target and then comes back up here and retests the resistance, which can happen. Or two, it breaks down and then we'll have a technical target, which will get us really close. Well, maybe not all the way back down and melt. But in all honesty, it'll and I'm not convinced until it finally breaks this, FYI. But if it does break this, I mean, we're looking pretty solidly at coming down and melting through this pretty nicely. But severely oversold in the 4 hourly. I mean, when I say oversold, I mean oversold, baby. The daily time frame, heading back into oversold. But we have to pay our restitution. Just like before the drop, I said we got to pay for our sins. And our sin was we went up with no volume. So that we gapped like a mother scratcher. At least we filled that $1.50 and now we pay for our sins again. So we'll see how long this takes. For the altcoin market especially, I don't think we've topped because we haven't started. See, here's the thing. We're getting a lot of nervous Nellies out there, the ones who are, constricting our restrictors, so to say. And they're pushing the narrative that we've topped. I got news for all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of XRP, Solana, and a few others like AVE, Chainlink, Bitcoin, Ethereum, like the top dogs in their own sectors. We don't talk about AV in here a lot, but it's a top player. Went to like $300 this cycle after it was back down to like 40 something. Anyhow, aside from that, we haven't even had it. How can you have topped out if you've never come off the bottom? Like, that's my argument. That's my argument. Like, even for IOTA, sure, it came up to 58 cents briefly from 9 cents. It started at $2.90 or whatever. 280 at its peak. Oh, okay, thank you for coming up to 60 cents and tapping my kneecap on the way back up. And then floundering. But that's basically all it did. If you want to talk about the come up, it basically came up to your kneecap. Now, unless you're Dan Campbell of the Lions, we don't bite kneecaps around here, but we defend them. We're defending our kneecap. It's not high enough. So basically the market hasn't done shit. So we're basically in one huge accumulation phase minus a 5-week stretch if you were dumb enough. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. If you are let's rephrase that again. If you don't have the understanding of these markets, you might have been put in a rough spot because you're like, I'm not missing this. This is a guaranteed can't miss trade. The government told me so. Whenever the government tries to attempt to tell you something, hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help. I'm going to tell you a tip. I'll tell you a tip too. Duck and cover and get the hell out of there as fast as you can with your pecker in order. Otherwise, you're going to be picking it up off the floor. That's why we have the same around here. You don't want to be picking your dick off the floor because you're broke. You want to because you're just so unbelievably in awe of what just happened that literally you got no choice. The shenanigans knocked off the shenanigans, so to say. So good evening. 6:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, October 16th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan, and all of a sudden I'm on the opposite side of everybody's trade again. Everybody says it's going up, and I say, come on, guys, pay attention. There's no volume. We're sold, we're bought. It's not going to happen right now. There's no catalyst that's helping us in the real way. You've got to wait for quantitative tightening to reverse back to quantitative easing, and all of a sudden have these rate cuts. We get the drop. We have a fantastic opportunity to buy in on some. Just remarkable. For IOTA, it went all the way back to 2020 pricing. You heard that before the bull run even started in the last cycle. For Algo and a lot of others, you had the similar case. And now what happens, all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, we don't have to stress out as much. We filled some big time gaps. Sure, we might come all the way back down and fill that up. But this is the time to take advantage of opportunity. I've been up and saying it. And then when everybody asked me if they should buy that bounce back up, I said I would not buy up there until we figure out what kind of design we have here. And not even I can tell you in the micro because it hasn't formed that agenda yet. Now we're trying to form it. Is this a bull flag or some kind of setup here that's going to spike us out? Or do we fall out at $2.28? Now that it's finally formed in this fashion and you can see what I was talking about, because now I don't look like an idiot because it actually formed. But this is what I put before it came down. So it actually hit it perfectly right now. So, and it did that, and it's not because I'm the smartest man in the room. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But God's amongst us, so I'm clearly not the smartest person in here. Amen. So, support, a little bit downward support. It put this here. I didn't put this here. I just knew where to follow it. And that's why I kept saying 228. And look, it hit 228. Now we're going to see. We're going to see. And by God's grace, we're all here together. Even if you're not a spiritual person, the higher power brought us all together. How else can you explain the fact you ended up in my community when there's 1,000 others just who imitate what I try to do here? Not try what I do here. They're imitators. They're imitators because they have no original thought. And I'm not talking about my fellow YouTubers. I'm just talking about fellow anybody that doesn't know what they're talking about. Could be even you in the comments. Maybe you have no clue what you're talking about. And now you become an imitator of somebody who knows what they're talking about. You become a pretender. Or never was and never has. But you can be. The truth is, you can be somebody who is. You're not the never was. You're just not there yet. I'm the just not there yetter. You know? There's the has-beens. And there's the to begin. And you guys are to begin right now. We're not in a bear market in the sense that they tell you. We never got into a bull market in most of them. XRP is still technically in a bear market now. I don't make the rules. Are we down 30% from the top? I would say so. So the good news about it for XRP is we actually had a bona fide bull market. So now we're looking for the clearance. We're completely oversold here in the 4-hourly, and I love it. I love seeing it. The daily, would love it more if it came down just a little bit farther and scares the shit out of everybody doing it. I'm personally asking for $1. I know you guys are going to get mad. I'm personally asking for it to come to $1.77 to $1.82 for that break point. Because I know what it's going to do in the charts, and it's going to leave us to this awe-inspiring moment. And look where the weekly's at. Well, hello, sexy. Now what I like to always see when this is happening, if we're trying to have a continuation, I would like to see at least a monthly sitting in the neutral range of 50 minimum. I don't want to see it up at 75 or 100 or overbought, because I always hear people, the weekly's oversold and then the monthly's overbought. I'm like, God bless it. Now we got to go back and forth, up and down, at least get it into the neutral area, because this is, oh boy. The monthly, it's getting close. It's at 54. That is getting close, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's a little bit too low. It's getting close. We're actually through, getting close to the double bottom as well. V-shaped recovery. Notice the V-shaped recovery. It looks like a woman's uterus. That's how you know the inverse head and shoulders. For anybody who knows the anatomy of the woman body, the female body. Isn't it ironic how it gives life or it breaks life? Just like in real life, I suppose. But you know, everything always looks similar. But that's I mean, what are we gonna say? When I first started on YouTube, I used to attract attention. I'd say those are the bull's horns. See, the inverse head and shoulders. We would say there's the bull horn because nobody knew what the hell I was talking about. Even I probably didn't. I didn't know how to relay it. So whenever I seen an inverse head and shoulders, I'd say, you see the bull's horns? That's bullish. And if it comes below the horns and it comes below the nose here, then we might have a problem. Because then you come below that little area that is the area of opportunity. So right now, I'm not mad. I am so freaking happy, guys. I am so happy. I haven't been this happy in 9 months. Oh, I'm so happy. The only problem is that it's in gold and silver now because of how high it went up. Now I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do? I certainly can't sell with the squeeze that's going on with my commodities, but God bless it, they're doing good. I didn't even know B2 Gold got up to 594. Again, the opportunity continues to sit at that Dolly Varden pile of shit. We'll continue to say it until it goes down to 350 if it has to. But I think that's an opportunity and a half. But I could be wrong. Obviously, I started saying that at 375, so I'll continue to say it until I can't say it anymore. But Jesus, gold is just, honestly, is it messing with any of you that gold now is at 4,358, and Ethereum's at 3869? For Ethereum's to drag its balls out and at least try to scroll them somewhere and act like we've got some cojones left in crypto, for everybody's sake, Ethereum needs to get past gold. Can we agree? It's not a good look for crypto to have the number 2 token behind gold. It's not. Because everybody and their brother and sister and mother used to come out and say there's no reason to buy gold when you could buy Ethereum. And literally, gold is just teabagged and de-pantsed and wiped the smirk right off of Ethereum's face. It's actually something to see. It's messing with me, I tell you, I kid you not, but it's something to see here. You know what else was something to see? I kid you not. I look up here, and on Bloomberg, it shows gold or Bitcoin up $561 on the day. I'm like, what? It hasn't flipped the clock. They literally had it up here. Bitcoin up $586 and Ethereum was up $24. I don't know what the hell time frame they were looking at, but they really will push gold and silver. Bitcoin, however they have to. My God, the 2 years down to 3.42. Oh, they're killing us from within the 10-year yield is now 3.97. There's no way. Holy fuck, it is. Guys, we're getting killed from the inside. Oh, my. This is like, on the outside, you look great, but on the inside, your intestines are shredded and you're dying, you're bleeding to death. This is what's going on. The U.S. is dying on the inside, and nobody sees it. Nobody cares. I still got to see people fighting on social media about, oh, it was Trump, it's his fault, it was the Democrat. No, it's your fault. Everybody who's arguing about that nonsense, it's your fault where we're at. And if you represent, it's your fault. God damn it. It is your fault because nobody got wise enough to learn the agenda between the right and the left and the central banks, and now we all look like a bunch of idiots. Hey, it's that guy who just came into office 2 weeks before all this happened. Okay. And it's the other guy who only spends 4 years there. What about the cumulative enemy? So until we get it right, we're going to have these trades that we're going to make a lot of money on because, unfortunately, a lot of people have no freaking clue. They don't. I keep saying it, and I've been saying it since January. And before that with the bullion, but the mining stocks, I said, is the easiest trade of our lifetime. Think about it. Gold and silver's gone up. I can't even believe I'm saying that. 4,000. I was talking about it in the silver stacking videos, and gold's at 1,700, 1,800 in those videos. Silver was at 19 in one of them, 22 in the other, and I did like 8 or 10 of them. And it's just like, what do you need to get them out of the ground? You need the miners. You need the miners. The whole point of this is, for cryptocurrency, we need something to carry it. What's going to carry this freaking trade? And I'm not talking about the carry trade. I'm talking about what's going to carry this trade. What's going to carry it is what's coming. We already know it. The government already came out and basically put a tightening on the quantitative tightening and said, we're done with this shit. Literally, they seized all tightening. In fact, it's quite the opposite what's coming out in August or November. There's a lot of money that's going to be spitting out. At the very end of October, we have a rate cut that is guaranteed, in my opinion. They are not staying the same or raising rates. If they did that, I'd be stunned. But guess what? When they lower rates, it's bullish for gold. When they cut rates, when they go from quantitative tightening to easing, it's bullish for gold. You're inflating the money supply, but it's also super bullish for risk assets. And the number one risk asset of them all is crypto. The safest bet of all in crypto, I thought in the last cycle was XRP when it was at the bottom. I really did. I thought it was sound money being spent. I thought there was enough utility, and the fact that I always believed that it would have a big part in the central banks of each country. It would be a way in the future when we go digital. XRP, I firmly believe this to this day. There's 100 billion tokens to X amount of central banks around the world, to X amount of countries. And I'm not talking about the credit unions. I'm talking about like the JP Morgan of the world in their countries. And there's several other ones in the United States, Bank of America, all these stupid ones that are controlled by the central bank. I thought XRP was going to be that token that not runs the world, but the central banks need to look solvent. So they say, I've got X amount of XRP on the books and it's X amount of dollars. This is the amount of value we have backing our reserves in XRP. It's not the same as gold, but I believe that's what they're going to do. And we got another piece of the picture when Proton, XPR, formerly Proton, XPR, we seen the word that in the United States, they're going to be the ones doing the same thing as XRP is doing for the central banks to the credit unions in the United States. So we have a lot to offer in this community. And sometimes I go off on these rambles. I don't even know where this comes from. I just start talking. Julie knows. She's been with me for over 11 years. Actually, today's our 11 years that we finally decided to be together. Which ironically is Julie's mom's birthday too. Which created a whole bunch of fun times in the beginning. Hi, Mom. I know it's your birthday, but guess what? I made a life-altering decision. Which was a good decision, by the way. Me neither. But yeah, so that's where we're sitting. This is where we're sitting right now. So it's up to each of you. Are you going to be able to maneuver through all of the nonsense? Literally, imagine you in a little spaceship. And coming at you is all the FUD, all the fear, all the conjecture and bullshit. All the nonsensical ramblings of somebody who has no clue what they're talking about in their mom's basement, more than likely they started out, but now they're living in a nice mansion because of you. Not me and you. It used to be me. Maybe it even used to be you, but we're paying for these lavish lifestyles. Why? Because they're telling us something we want to hear. Hey, buddy, XRP's going to 10,000. Okay, take my money. It's like the guy goes to a strip club and never even had... never mind, we're not going to go there. Never gonna go there. Let's just put it this way. It's like the guy who's gonna pay for it and doesn't understand the benefit of actually the act that's being committed. So the act of love and getting into that love-making sense is not, oh, let's get in, get out, and have some self-gratification. Go ahead, go jerk off in the side stall for that. You know, and that's where we get it lost, you know. And let's not get there. Last time I live ended real quick. But it's the same thing with crypto. You're not getting in to get out. If you're going to hit it and quit it, I got a lot more easy things to do than a risk asset. Just seriously, what are you trading this garbage for? If you want to get in and out, trade gold and silver in this market. Even when it goes down, you know, it can only go down so far. Unless you think inflation is going to go the other way in the USA. So, a show of hands, how many people think that the dollar in the US is going to pay off their debt? Millions of people in the room, and everybody's arms just fell off when I asked the question. Not even raising them. That's a little dramatic, everybody. Your arms didn't just fall off. I know the U.S. doesn't pay their debt, but Jesus, I got a room full of arms on the ground now. So that's my point. Can't even get one person. So Dan Margin, I'll welcome her. G. Stott and Chris, and Shane, thanks for being in Times over 3+ months with the XB Meteor. Aaron Reynolds, Jacoby, and Crypto Cooter, thanks for being in Towns over 6+ months with the XP Predictor. And Crypto Cooter, thanks for being a very trusted mod in here on the Telegram. Josh, Jolly, and Jay for Mix, welcome in, along with Terry Hayes, welcome back. Mr. Hayes, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, along with Damon Smith, and that is my face superimposed on that emoji badge circa 2019. Matthew Ramelli, welcome in. William Hayes and Nunya and Mrs. G. Stott and Mr. Stott, welcome in, and thanks for being in town. 3+ months with the extra meteor, all of you fine folks. Brian, welcome in. Florida attorney, good evening. Hey, Tom, how about... I cannot do that this evening. I got a full house of kids. But I encourage you to. Government opening back up is probably going to make fun stuff or make stuff move. Venezuela is probably heating up too. Is the government opening back up? Oh man, I've been having so much fun with it closed. I don't know. I don't pay attention to them. They don't do anything. Well, I do, but I don't. John Hall, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty Dollars Crypto News. CJ2 Pilot, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. Matthew Ramelli, welcome in. Can you go over theta chart? I could. And Joseph Euler, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP predictor. Whew, I better breathe. I'm going to get dizzy here. I haven't took a breath in so long. Some people are like, isn't it kind of a chore to be there? Like, aren't you like, oh man, I got to do this again? No. I don't get to do this. I don't have to do this. I get to do this. Don't you understand? It's like the guy who starts a business and he loves the hustle until he makes it to something somewhat successful. And then he's like, oh, the grind is too much. No, sir. It's not. You just built everything you wanted. Now you got to follow through. Push through. No, I don't have to do this. I get to do this. And I know a lot of you. How many of you would like to do what I do? Not just the bullshit people, but to actually do what I do and actually try to help and create abundance and not BS. It's not easy. There's a lot of opportunities in the background that doesn't get shown. They always push some bullshit. Ghost, come here. Hi. Come here. Come here, buddy. Yeah, I know. Look, there's Ghost. Hi. Yeah, I know. What are you doing? You just want to be pet? Come here. Whoops. I'm going to get her a little bit of food. I don't remember oh, Theta. I'm going to grab her food. You guys know Ghost. She's a superstar in here. Where are we at right now in Theta? 53.6 cents. I do like what it did, though. I do like what it did because watch. Honestly, because we were asking ourselves a long time ago, like, what is the picture here? And we're like, there's no way it can come down way down here. Because it can't form that all the way. So it at least helped us. Because we better, at some point, this has to start turning into the defined, hey, this is, I don't know though. There's one of two things that's happening. And I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. If this turns into the crypto winter, and this doesn't pan out, everything, and take a good look, hard look at everything, and take off 9/10. That would mean Theta would be at 5.3 cents. Remember we did this in the last bull market. When we knew it was over, we took off 9/10 and everybody laughed at us. And then what happened? The whole market took off 9/10. So if this fails, which I don't think it's going to through the long term. I think we got a lot of pain to pace, though, which is what I was fearing from January. But I think we're building something else here underneath the nose of everybody. I really do. And we have midterms coming next year. So we're going to start to build in to something weird in 26. Something's going on here. And when they go into heavy quantitative easing, which they just announced via the Fed, and Jerome Powell hinted at it, even though he's a bore fest when he got whatever that stupid award was. But he did have some information. They basically tapered off completely in quantitative tightening. Do you know how significant that is? Last time this happened was in 23 when we hit the bottom. It just had that last final shakeout for a couple weeks like we're doing the start right now because we just heard about this yesterday, I believe it was. So now we're doing this last couple weeks shake. It's almost at the perfect time. It almost is like make-believe. If this happens like this, and everybody's like, oh, the crypto market, you can't predict month by month. I don't know, man. Every single year I've been doing this, September and October is easily the most two bearish months. Everybody cries that it's going to be so awesome. And then we sit here mid-October and we're like, oh boy, it looks like once again we have to wait for the pumpkins to come out to start to feel right at Halloween. Because that's when pumpkins are out, Halloween. And then starting in November, we start to really right the ship. Normally October, everybody says October. The only reason it's October is because it dumps so friggin' much that it has to make up most of the month, and usually we still stay red. Go. Huh? Oh, you ready? I'm gonna bring this out. Oh. Sorry about that. A lot of information this evening. A lot of information. I almost feel like we've got a great opportunity in this market to to teach a little bit deeper here, a little bit deeper than I normally do. I don't think it's showing me any more comments because it kind of froze up like it always does. Good old YouTuber still says there's 10 people watching, so I have no idea how many people are actually watching. 118 people watching. Now, that's a big difference from what it said. What did I miss here? Hey, Joseph Oil, because it started down here. I hope I didn't miss anything above. But Andrew Trimus, welcome in, and thanks for being in town for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Florida attorney says crypto crash equals buying opportunities. I agree with that. Food shortage, next big thing. Drones used for farming UAVs. American. That is going down another part of this whole direction, and I 100% am on the same page with you there. Yes, indeed. Big Dog, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom Zone for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. It was an honor talking to you by phone over the air. Excellent indeed. Hopefully, I'll put it out this evening. I'm going to try to put it out when there's no other content, so I'm probably going to try to put out that phone call this evening so that it's in a standalone update, which I think is awesome. And Joseph Euler, thanks for being in town for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. And gifted 1 sub, and it went to a fantastic person. Anthony Venegas has been in this audience for a very long time. And Mr. Venegas, if you're watching right now, he's here quite often. I'm proud to see you getting a gifted membership. Your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. How cool is that? Let's see. Alec Tony, welcome in, and thanks for being in town for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Prayers for everyone, including Ace Freely. Who's Ace Freely? I don't know who that is. Did somebody... Because it doesn't show me any comments above Andrews now when it reset. So if I missed something, I apologize. But Bearded Viking, blessings to you and your young one as well. The Cannabis Podcast and Defined Group, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. And thank you, Defined, for being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. Says, hey, everyone, hit that like on the way in. Consider joining Tom's Army for the best technical analysis on YouTube. If you're not in the Telegram, you are seriously missing out. I do not disagree with that at all. I think that's the truth. Let's see. Nickel Trickin, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Areli, good evening. Hey everyone, birthday party hasn't started, so I get to listen to the live. Oh, we're so honored to have you in here, Areli. As we're happy birthday as well. I don't remember whose birthday party it was. It's Julie's mom's birthday today as well. We sang to her, and I'm gonna finish my piece of cake when I get done. I left the best part, this frosting. And like me, I want the most sugary frosting, and I don't eat cake a lot, but when I do, give me the worst possible frosting for you. Don't give me that BS, nonsensical. Give me that buttercream, and what else is it, Julie, that I like? Buttercream? Yeah, I like the buttercream frosting, the real sugary shit. Not that artificial, bleh. I don't know what that other crap they put on cakes is. It's unacceptable. But anyhow, I digress. Oh, Filecoin. Yeah, Filecoin's never been... Yeah. And it's funny because I haven't looked at Filecoin, but do you guys remember how low the target was when I said I would be interested because I think it has to go down there, and it looked fucking crazy? I don't think it's going to look that crazy if we pull up the right chart. No, look at it. It even fell below that 286, but there's another chart. I don't even know what chart that is. Because I don't usually use up. I don't usually use Coinbase to look at my charts. Unless I have like 5 different charts. Let's see. Because we have one that's really filled out here. Which it would be a shame not to use it. That's what happens a lot though. Oh, let's just go to crypto so we can see them all. Maybe it was the perpetual futures one. No, maybe it was this one. No, believe it or not, it's not. Crypto.com, maybe. Okay. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Remember the 58-cent target? Look at that. I know a thing or two. Do I know a thing or two? I think I know a thing or two. Remember, we drew that out from the drop, from right there. That was our down below target. We used to have this all drawn out. I don't know why it's not drawn out anymore. I mean, it hit the target dead on. That's where that fallout actually had it there. That's crazy. I knew it had to have been close with how people have been talking. Look at that. That's not just close. That's right on its nuts. That's like 58.60. Oh, that's a beautiful sight. I knew it had to come down here. Too bad I wasn't watching that. What a stellar opportunity. But now again, I could very well see this playing out in some weird fashion here. I mean, no, it has never been this low. But the fear is that it never goes back up. Maybe this is one that gets cut down the old piper, so to say, because it's old tech, like they used to say. But most of them are old tech. You got tokens coming out in 21 and some of them coming out in 2015 and 13 that never upgraded their systems. They just still push the same BS. Christopher Andrew, thank you so much for being in the $1.99 donation. I really appreciate that. Are we bullish? Not in the micro. At least not today. But in the coming months ahead, I've been targeting November for some time, getting into the second half of November. So I think we're fine. ETFs, well, yeah, they take money. That's what I've been claiming. ETFs normally, here's the deal. They can inject capital, and initially it can help prices, but the announcement of the first ETFs that they ever do will always bring the price down because it takes away consumption. So, but in the medium, yeah, it'll help you some because they're gonna buy up some of the tokens and things like that for the ETFs. They garner some, they weight it against it. So by weighting it, they hold some, blah blah blah. Well, how it hurts you is, think about in crypto, if you hold Bitcoin, they can print USDT and just sell you that money, and you take that and you put it in your bank account. By switching it to USD, no harm, no foul. It's all paper. It's all on a computer screen. No one gives a fuck. We're 40-something trillion in debt like they give a rat's ass. The government surely doesn't. But when you sell out an ETF, they need cold, hard cash. You can't just print fake shit, even though the dollar's shit. But you actually have to sell real dollars. You can't just print up bullshit tether that doesn't even exist. It's just a bunch of bullshit blocks. So that's why it kills the price. Because then you actually have to sell a lot to get real money. Which is still currency, but real currency. So, yeah, it can kill us. ETFs aren't what they're cracked up to be, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. If you had a business, and the only way for them to pay you was directly to your business, or you have a business, and now the only way to pay you is through a third party, it is technically still your business, but you've got to pay a fractional amount on each thing, and you're not even getting all the money. They've now created something in the illusion of your business, claiming that it's the same as your business, and it'll give you the same exposure to your business without actually going to your business or supporting your business. Does that seem like that is going to help your business, or is it going to, at some point, collapse your business with the promise of helping your business? I'm not the one to make that decision. That's above my pay grade, but you guys let me know. Oh, yeah, it's getting colder here, but it's not too bad. It was 42 this morning. When my son got to school, it's still about 64 right now, but it's going to go right back to 38 tonight. We got a couple days left that might hit the 70s, but yeah, we're getting into the colder time now. Before you know it, we won't have anything over 30 even for the highs. So we're going to get into that time of the year where it's the lows are negative, the highs are 15, 20 degrees. Hey, good evening, Frankie. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. I hope your hand's doing okay this evening and improving ever so much. Aurelie, your son's birthday. So your son and Julie's mom share a birthday. How awesome is that? Small world. Give your son a happy birthday from XRP Future Millionaire and our whole entire community. That would make me happy. That's so awesome to hear. I'm blessed that you're here this evening to be able to see us before the party. That's awesome. How old is your son, Aurelie? If you said it, I apologize. Mark Casson, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Imagine how much paper and gold and silver there is versus physical right now. Oh, that's the thing. Paper contracts. That's why you're seeing the short squeeze. All these people with the paper shorts are being forced to buy the ounces for the people who are taking ownership. It's a dirty, dark hole to go down with all of that. But gold, I mean, at what point we're sitting here and we're like, whew. Like, how are we up $36 now already after the flip of the clock? You know, it's a pretty insane thing going on here. It's like, and then silver, it consolidated down and it went from 54 to like, it wasn't even a big consolidation, 54 to 53 something. I'm like, okay, maybe this is where we're going to come down a little bit. It didn't even do anything. Literally, it comes up here to 54, and then it came right here. I'm thinking maybe we'll come down a little bit farther. So, not quite yet. We'll see, though. I'm just saying, for gold and silver to be doing this, there's got to be a lot of stuff going on that we're not seeing still. Like, seriously, something's going on behind the scenes. Very secretly in after hours right now, B2 Gold has flipped over $6. I can't remember the last time I seen $6. We're getting closer to an all-time high. It's surpassed now my 595 target out of that breakout, which was actually low because it wasn't at the top. I just realized now that it's underneath that line where it broke out. And it should have been from there. It's actually pretty much exactly the same. And then we got the higher target, 712. Man, it's like, it's hard to be disappointed with what crypto's doing because it's giving us opportunity. Like, I even put in the title, XRP crypto traders that will be painful prior to mid-November, but huge opportunity presented. And it's so true. There's such a big opportunity right now. Was there a second gifted sub that I missed? I'm going to feel bad if I missed it. I did. Alex, thank you so much for gifting that sub. Says he gifted a membership in his first month of Tom's Army with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And there was a gifted sub earlier as well. So second gifted sub. And that gifted sub went to Mock Chicken. I'm glad. Congratulations on becoming a member in Tom's Army for 1 month. Now remember, the guys who donate you it in the Gales, that's only for 1 month. They have no obligation to continue it, nor do they even get the decision to continue it. It's a 1 month donation, and then if you don't choose to stay in the Army, it just falls off. They have no liability past the gifted sub, and there's no way to even do it. So, congratulations. William Hayes, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your 3+ months with the XP Meteor. But yeah, Vital Damas, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years, or over 1 year at the I Told You So Bad. $1.50 is not out of the question. I mean, you're starting to tempt fate once you break. Because technically this could still come down like this and be fine without breaking this setting. It's something like this, I believe. Right there, 219. So technically you could go, it could technically come down through 219 as well. melt into that body that's not just a wick, the top part of the body. And that would put you at about 219, 220. But right now, you've got this area of 218s or 228s lost. Then you're looking at 219 firm. And then if that's lost, honestly, you're looking at $1.77 to $1.82 without even questioning it. The good news is we're becoming majorly oversold at levels we haven't seen very often, at least in recent memory, in some of these time frames. Like the 4 hourly, 3 hourly, 2 hourly, 1 hourly, significantly oversold. The daily, pushing back into oversold. Close, well, not into it, but it's actually pushing back. The weekly, like, it's the weekly that makes me happy about XRP. It's not, it's way oversold right now. Like the last time it was at, is it at 5? Oh, 7, damn. That's low. I mean, yeah, we got to 1 at one point in the last few, so we're getting low. Once we get down to those levels, it's always preceded a massive bounce. A massive bounce. These are always consolidation bounces. It's pretty insane. Damn, we got down here. We're getting here, man. We are getting here. This is unbelievable. I feel so much better now where it's at compared to where it was at when we were so overbought in the weekly because we knew this had to happen. We don't have any catalysts like with gold and silver. Sure, it could go into oblivion for that. I don't know how long that's going to last. At some point here, it could even be tomorrow. Someone's going to buy in and they're going to lose 20% right at the spot. Not on gold and silver, but on the miners. And everybody who's been in it since the beginning of January is going to sit there and say, we needed this pullback. But everybody who just bought it's going to say, this stuff's the biggest pile of shit. And that XRP Future Millionaire is such a dumbass recommending commodities. Aurelie, the big 13. I officially have a teenager. Oh, boy. Congratulations on that. That's where Scarlett's going to be next year on her birthday in August. She's going to be 13. It's definitely a trip. Isn't it crazy how fast everybody grows up? It's just, I don't know what happens, but it goes so fast. Like, even looking at this show, how fast did 4.5 plus years go? Like, how fast has it gone from March 24th of 2021? Even though we've been here every single day without fail, it goes so fast. It goes so fast. It's almost like you watch your youth flash by all on the screen. Although I'm aging gracefully, so that's a blessing. Yeah, I give myself a little kudos. I'm ready to leave this market and never come back. Ooh, yeah. Do we have any more of those? Ooh. Confidence just rose. No, unfortunately, Baked, we need more casualties with that mindset. That's how we end up getting in this very fearful market. The government doesn't want the citizens to propel in this. Oh, no, it's quite the opposite. This is going to be more than 28. In an hour and 4 minutes, this should be down around 25-ish, maybe lower. Maybe not. But just last week, we were in greed. Greedy people buying when it was too expensive. I use the stochastic RSI. I like the stock RSI for the indicator. I can show you the exact one through TradingView. Let me just get into here. And let me just type it in real quick. So RSI, not RS8, RSI. Come down here. This one. The stochastic RSI. That's all you got to do. Just click on stochastic RSI right there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. It's down below the Connors RSI. And then the community creates their own. But I like the stochastic RSI personally. That's just personal preference. Gives me a lot of data. Unlike the Fed and Jerome Powell, I actually do look at the data. Helps me inform my decisions. And actually validate what I'm seeing. How low will Bitcoin go to? Well, depends if this rising wedge that we broke down out of it plays out. That target is 92,000. It also would create a pattern that looks like this. So that's what I'm thinking. If it breaks down right now, though, it has to break down. Because we don't know if this is building something, some kind of a channel. We have no evidence. Like maybe it's a uptrend. Yes, Julie. Oh, is she? Okay. Oh, he's happy? Oh, good. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, and that guy that knows you down the street.
Huh?
The guy that knows you from down the street.
Oh, the one
He
who's...
had crypto questions, like, oh, you were doing live.
Oh, he asked for me?
Yeah, he tried to ask me for information. I said, I have no.
Oh. Oh, what are you going to do? But we could also be in this, and we talked about this before. And we don't know where this forms because we were debating yesterday where it would go. Like, would it do something like this? Would it do something more like this? We don't know. But this could be a rising formation as well. Maybe not a rising wedge even. Could be more like a rising triangle in the formation. But we don't know yet. Like, we don't have the definitive proof. So, I mean, it's definitely expanding its horizons on this consolidation. But I'm still thinking 92,000 is a more plausible area if this breaks down. And 92,000 would put XRP back sub $2 like we're thinking. Yes, that's what we want, Crypto Cooter. Crypto fatigue. Crypto fatigue. That's what they're going for. I'm going to delete this to not confuse everybody now that it came up to this 126. My target for Bitcoin in this cycle before this consolidation was 122, so it actually came above that a little bit. So I think 92K would be better than not, but we'll see. Because I'm just waiting to see exactly how to play this next drop, because some of these things I'm just going to release. I'm not going to say when I do it, but I'm just going to release it. And then I'm going to buy it back after if it puts me in that position. So, and I'm not putting anybody else in that position. This is between me and my soul. So, we're going to see what happens here. But we're almost to that break point where now we would have no choice but to continue this drop. We'd get the validation on some of this stuff. And it's just going to melt back down. And that's been the fear here. But it's not any reason to be, oh my God, this is what's causing the end. This isn't what caused the end at all. What if I told you there was never a beginning in this cycle? You know, that's the thing. Like, there hasn't been anything that's happened so far. That's the honest to God truth. We haven't done dick. Sure, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP and some of the top performers have. With the top market cap. But for the rest, we're seeing just how useless, in a sense, they are. Even my baby IOTA and some of the rest, they haven't done dick. Sure, it came up from 9 cents to 50 something. That was our opportunity, and that's what we sold it at. But now trying to buy it back at 15, 17, 19, 20, having to sell it at 17 and a half, buying it back at 8 and a half, and now looking at it saying we're almost at the make it or break it point, where now I got to resell it and try to ride it back down past that low. Like, that's not what the intention was. And yeah, you can make 50% doing it like what we just did. But goddamn, I don't want to have to keep doing this shit over and over and over. I like to build. But you can't build. How can you build when it hasn't come out? It's pissing me off. Because everybody keeps saying the cycle's over. It hasn't even started. Are we watching the same cycle for altcoins? And we're lucky for XRP. We made a lot of money and you can still make a decision. But we haven't even started in altcoins. How have we started? I'm still waiting. Because look, technically, IOTA has until basically to ride this entire thing out if it wants to. It basically could ride this entire freaking wave. And, I mean, we're still within the back testing points. That's the thing. Like, we haven't even begun yet. It's hard to be breaking down a cycle if we haven't even started. We never even came within 70% of all-time highs in most of this. But we're in a bull. See, I don't think so. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Chainlink, AV, and a few others were in a bull season. The rest of them were basically just, they're like they're eating up the shit that was left behind. Just because you're getting a food source doesn't mean you're helping in the cause. It's like the USA. We are the greatest importer of all of the land, of anywhere. We don't export shit. But we claim to be the #1 economy because we can print money. We're not helping anybody. In fact, for all of you watching outside the USA, you should be pissed. All your stuff costs more because we're printing all this nonsensical money into the equation. Once you guys cut your ties and you get away, like most of these countries are starting to do, which is why the dollar is devaluing, which is the main reason why gold and silver is going up so much, because the US dollar is becoming trash. What if I told you gold and silver has never gone up a day in its life? It's just the current measure of currency continues to be deflated and deflated. And they deflate it so low through inflation that eventually gold's worth $4,300 an ounce, when it used to be worth $25 an ounce. Amazing prices right now. This will go down as one of the best opportunities of this cycle just went. Not yet. Not today. The best opportunity of this cycle so far was on that 65% drop across the board. But yeah, I mean, in this entire consolidation, yeah, it may go down in history as the most lucrative consolidation that we've ever seen because of how close we are to this next push. Even XLM's doing better than most. It started at 8.5 cents. It's still up at 30. Still 5x. We might not get it the exact same way, but never say never. Never say never, Shane. You're getting a sense of it right now. You're just getting a sense of it again right now. It's again, did some of you buy it 20% ago on that big push up, 30% ago, and now you're looking at it going, shit again. I know I bought it when it bounced back heavy, but, you know, so these are just moments of opportunity. But I got to go here in a minute because Julie's going to be feeding tea. The other kids are here, second live of the day. And we've hit our limit. We've hit our limit this evening. So I want everybody to just stay calm, pay attention to what we're seeing. Can Bitcoin go to 92? Yeah, it can, and it probably will. Without something substantial, we're going to 92. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin, once it gets to where it's going, it can't be the end all be all, because if it is, we very well might watch this come down to 70K. And then all of the alts, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, just because the cycle hasn't ended because it hasn't started, we could be in a freaking longer consolidation here. So if we are, it's up to all of us to understand that, and you have to deal with it as an accumulation phase. When you get those massive liquidity strikes, you got to buy the bottom. And the bottom line is we've got no liquidity on Bitcoin, but if it comes under 100,000, a whole lot of liquidity opens back up to liquidate people. So, you know, that's about it, everybody. That's about it. I'll talk about a lot more later. But for now, I bid you a farewell. Blessings, and hopefully you're having a great evening. Give your kids a hug. And, you know, be kind.